prominent LGBT rights activist in Uganda was stabbed on Wednesday and is in critical condition. Stephen Kabuye was stabbed to near death by unknown assailants. His organization, Colored Voices Media Foundation Truth, said on the social media platform X. A police spokesman said he was unaware of the attack and would look into it. Sexual minorities say they have faced a wave of abuse since a harsh anti-gay law was enacted last year. The law prescribes the death penalty for certain same-sex acts. At least 7 people have been arrested under it, and rights activists say it has also led to a surge of abuse by private individuals against LGBT people, including rapes, torture and beatings. Uganda's government has denied this is happening and said the law is meant to criminalize same-sex activity and its promotion, not penalize LGBT Ugandans. A Ugandan court heard a petition last month that says that the law violates constitutionally protected rights. It has not yet issued its ruling.
Felix Tshisekedi has been re-elected as Democratic Republic of Congo's president, according to the CENI, the country's election commission. Its head, Denis Kadima, announced on Sunday that Tshisekedi gained 73.34% of the vote. Even before that confirmation, a group of Congo's main opposition presidential candidates asked supporters to take to the streets to protest following the release of provisional results. The presidential election was held on December 20th, but since then, logistical setbacks, an election day overrun, and an opaque vote count have fueled dispute. The opposition has alleged widespread irregularities, which they say have enabled fraud. Some of Tshisekedi's main challengers have called for a rerun of both the presidential and legislative elections. They accuse the CENI of allowing the vote to be tipped in the president's favor. The CENI and the government have dismissed these allegations. The government of Congo had previously rejected calls for a rerun of the elections.
Nigerian Catholics, Jane and her partner Lucy, have little hope their local parish church will bless their same-sex union anytime soon. And that's despite a landmark Vatican ruling allowing such blessings. In Nigeria, as in many African nations, same-sex relationships are criminalized. Jane believes it could be 20 or 30 years before bishops in her country can accept the Pope's decision.
It is also new to them, like it's new to every other person, and they have to process it until they finish the processing. I think, like here in Nigeria, we will have to wait. We will have to be very patient.
Conservative Catholics have condemned the Vatican's declaration 2 weeks ago, which allows blessings for same-sex couples as long as they are not part of the regular church rituals or liturgies. Bishops from several African countries, including Nigeria, said they will not bless same-sex couples. They argue the change can be interpreted as optional. Pope Francis, who approved the declaration, has hit back against criticism and what he called inflexible ideological positions that hinder the Church from moving forward. Father Patrick Elumanku is Director of Communications for the Catholic Archdiocese of Nigeria's capital, Abuja. He says the Vatican Declaration was unsettling for many followers, but should be viewed as a move towards inclusiveness.
They are also children of God. The judgment, finally, of what a person is depends on God in the very end. I think that's what the Pope said, who am I to judge?
Elumanku also denied that this was an incremental step towards eventually accepting same-sex unions in church.
The Pope's declaration is still in good faith for us.
For Jane, the fact that the issue is being openly discussed is reason enough to consider eventually approaching her priest for a blessing, if her partner agrees. We are getting there, she said. A moment of self-expression and acceptance is coming.
Somalia on Tuesday rejected a pact that its breakaway region of Somaliland signed with Ethiopia, allowing it to use the Red Sea port of Berbera. Somalia said the deal has no legal force and threatens regional stability. Government spokesman Farhan Mohammed Jamali.
dowladda federaalka ee Soomaaliya waxay u aragtaa tallaabadani mid gardarro ah oo halis gelinaysa
Ethiopia's step is an offensive that endangers the stability and peace of the region, which was already wobbling with problems. It is a violation and an open invasion of Somalia's sovereignty, freedom, and unity of the Federal Republic of Somalia. The so-called Memorandum of Understanding and Agreement of Cooperation is null and void.
heshiis is-afgarad iskaashi iyo wada shaqayn waa waxba kama jiraan ma ahan mid ay aqbalayso dowladda federaalka ee Soomaaliya.
The agreement would permit landlocked Ethiopia, which relies on neighboring Djibouti for most of its maritime trade, to set up commercial operations at a leased military base in Berbera. Ethiopia's national security advisor confirmed on Monday that it would offer Somaliland a stake in its state-owned airline in return. The agreement also included recognizing Somaliland as an independent nation in due course. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's stated ambition to secure access to the Red Sea is a source of tension with its East African neighbors, and that's raising concerns about a fresh conflict in the Horn of Africa. The Ethiopian government did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Despite declaring autonomy from Somalia in 1991, Somaliland has not gained international recognition. Somalia says Somaliland is part of its territory. Last week, the Somali National News Agency said the two parties had agreed to restart talks, following mediation efforts led by Djibouti.